All right, you guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, I know you like that. Uh, I know you like that. Yeah, yeah, I know you like that. See, the game ain't been the same since I've been around. Yeah, shout out to Murder Mace, man. Yeah, man. Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of the Winners Dice Show. I am your host, Project Mac, aka Mac Solomon. Man, shout out to you guys. Welcome back to another episode, baby. Another Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to you guys out there. We're almost there. We're almost to the weekend. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody supporting. Shout out to everybody that's been showing love and support on Instagram, TikTok, all our social platforms. We appreciate you guys. Damn, yeah, we got a great show today, man. We got a great show lined up. Um, I'm fired up. Yeah, it was a long day. Yeah, I haven't really been feeling the best this week. Um Yeah, funny story, man. Saturday, bro. So Saturday, there was an attempted break-in to my car on Saturday. So, yeah, my car was attempted to be broken into on Saturday afternoon. I had parked my car at a train station and left it there for a few hours. I get a call, maybe about 2-3 hours later. It's a random number. I'm like, okay, I normally don't pick up random numbers, but today I felt like I should. Picked it up, and it was a dude that said, "Hey, this is Officer So and So. Are you the owner of the gray Kia?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's my car." And they're like, "Well, somebody tried to break in." I'm like, "Oh, here we fucking go." So I was like, "Okay, what's the damage? What happened?" And basically, um, there was a group of individuals. I'm pretty sure you guys can formulate the the usual suspects, right? I'm not gonna say what. I can't say that, right? I can't say that, but the typical suspects you would suspect to do attempted break-ins, and let's just leave it there. Um, Try to break into my car, man, and one of them tried to open up the door handle. Obviously, the car was locked, and they tried to get in by any means necessary, and they broke my door handle. So my door handle was like damn near hanging off um, the handle. So, but luckily, they didn't break in. I don't know why they didn't just bust the windows if that was what they wanted to do in the first place. But these criminals these days are very stupid, man. These guys have low IQ. They have the IQ of a fruit fly. So it's understandable why they didn't get, what they were trying to accomplish done. But yeah, so basically I came back, spoke with the officer. He basically provided me details on what happened. My alarm went off. The neighbors called the police, scared them off. They came about 10 minutes later. But yeah, man, so that was my week. So now I'm looking at, a couple $100 to fix it because I'm pretty sure my insurance isn't gonna cover it. Um, so yeah, man, that's kind of what I've been dealing with this week. That happened on Saturday, kind of, that kind of ruined my weekend, as you can expect. And yeah, throughout the week, haven't really been feeling the best as far as energy wise. I couldn't even work out today, man. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna be cool off of working out for a few days. So I think my body is kind of worn out. Stress, my body's tired, fatigued, I would say, not tired, but my body is fatigued. There's a big difference, and I need you guys to understand this when you guys are starting to work out consistently. Listen to your body. Being sore and being fatigued are two different things. Do not get those two confused. You can be sore and still go and work out the next day. But when you are fatigued, when your body is fatigued, not tired, because we're always tired. We're always going to be tired. It doesn't matter, what we do. We're always going to be tired. However, Fatigue is a different thing. Fatigue is what, gives you the energy to go about your day, or fatigue is what stops you from having the energy to go about your day. So when your body is fatigued, that could be one of many reasons. One, you're overtrained, so you got to tone back your workouts. Maybe you don't lift as heavy that week or the rest of the week. um you might not be getting adequate sleep, right? I haven't been getting great sleep, so that's another reason why my body is so fatigued. And then on top of that, obviously, just dealing with stress, things you got to fucking deal with. Now I got to deal with this fucking car issue, you know what I'm saying? Amongst other things that I got going on. So it's just been a lot this week, man. It's been a lot this week, but I'm still here, which is a good thing. I'm still here. I'm never going to make excuses as to why I can't get my responsibilities done. That's always going to be first priority. But I'm still human, man. I'm still going to go through, I'm still going to go through those days where shit just isn't right, and that's okay. But it's how you deal with it that makes you who you are, right? I feel like I'm dealing with it pretty good. However, my body doesn't react to it that well, right? Um, you get overwhelmed, shit happens, man. I'm not sitting here and making y'all feel sorry for me. It's part of life. Shit's gonna happen. It's one of many things that's happened to me. Like, I'm not letting this slow me down. It's just for me. My biggest thing is when my body starts to react negatively to what's going on. That's when it's like, ah, fuck. Okay, I gotta slow it down. So, just gonna take a few days off, man. Let my body recover. Let me get back to 100%. I'll get back to it. But everything else, okay, you're gonna spend some money. That's life. You're gonna spend money any fucking way. So it is what it is. So just want you guys to understand that, man. When life is kicking your ass, man, look, when life is kicking your ass, you just got to keep going forward. You got to keep going forward. You got to keep pushing forward. You have to move on to the next thing. If you keep barking on what happened, if you keep barking on what could have happened or should have happened or whatever the case is, man, you're just putting unnecessary stress on yourself. The past is the past. I can't change the past. It is what it is. The past is the past. Some YNs ran up on my fucking car, tried to break in, fucked it up. Okay, it is what it is. I'm moving on. So, whatever it is that you guys got going on, if you're stressed, if unfortunate situations has happened to you throughout the week that you're dealing with that's stressing you out, look, man, I'm not saying don't feel how you feel. I'm not saying, you know, um, you can't be frustrated or irritated or mad. Feel all that. That's part of life. That's part of normal human emotions. However, you gotta move forward, man. You gotta move forward. The past is the past. When you're driving, you're not looking back, you're looking ahead. And it's the same thing in this situation here. So I wanted you guys to just wanted to leave you guys with that, man. It is what it is. We're gonna be all right. And every L I take, hey, I'm gonna have two more W's. So I'm not worried about that. All right. But besides that, man, besides my drama and all that other bullshit, we got a great show lined up for you guys today, man. Okay. Today we're talking about American culture has turned us weak and delusional. So we will be breaking that down towards the end of the show. So make sure you guys stick around for that. But before that, obviously, we have our two segments. The first segment, the Fit Report, reporting on fitness news, things going on in the fitness industry and whatnot, giving my take on that. And then on the second segment is What the Fitness, where we react to viral fitness videos as well as winner's diet aligned topics and things of that nature. So make sure you guys stick around, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment down below what you want to see next. Man, let's get straight to it. Let's get straight to it, man. All right, so let's get to the first article we got here. All right, so this article says obesity remains high in the US, but more states showing progress, a new report finds. For the first time in more than a decade, the number of states with rates of obesity of 35% or more dropped, an encouraging sign that America's epidemic of excess weight might be improving. But cuts to federal staff and programs that address chronic disease could endanger that progress, according to a new report released Thursday. 19 states had obesity rates of 35% or higher in 2024, down from 23 states the year before, according to an analysis of the latest data collected by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The CDC data was analyzed by the nonprofit group Trust for America's Health. The group's analysis follows a CDC report last year that found that the overall rate of obesity in the U.S. is high but holding steady, affecting about 40% of the population. While the decline is positive, it's too soon to call it a trend, said Dr. J. Nadine Garcia, president and chief executive for TFAH. And with recent federal funding cuts, staff layoffs, and eliminated programs, this potential progress is also at risk, Garcia said. A U.S. Health and Human Services Department spokesman said in an email that the administration is encouraged by the new data showing progress in the fight against obesity. We are restructuring public health programs to eliminate waste, reduce bureaucracy, and redirect resources toward real prevention, said spokesman Andrew Nixon. The latest report analyzed data from the CDC's 2024 Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System, which uses annual telephone surveys to collect data on health, behaviors, and chronic conditions in the U.S. states and territories. It shows that 19 states had obesity rates among adults of 35% or higher. 22 states had rates between 30% and 35%, and 9 states had obesity rates of below 30%. The rates varied from a low 25% in Colorado to a high of more than 40% in West Virginia. Let's read this last bit here. Between 2023 and 2024, no state has statistically significant increases or decreases in their obesity rates after 18 states saw significant increases in the previous 5 years, the report found. Okay, so there you have it. So basically, man, they're trying to tell us that there is progress, and I'm gonna be one to say there is no progress, and we're not gonna have any progress as long as we have the culture that we have in here in America today. There will be no progress as long as you have campaigns that promote body positivity, right? As long as you have campaigns that promote body positivity, big and tall, things of this nature, it's never going to be progress. It's never going to be progress. Now you add in AI into it. Now you add in more technology, more food delivery, lack of exercise. I don't know who's saying this stuff to y'all. I don't know who's reporting this stuff, but it's not. I don't think this is true at all. It's not. It's not true. It's never been true. It's not going to be true. So, unless that the problem is all states, unless we see a decrease everywhere, I'm not going to be the one to buy into this. I'm not going to be the one to buy into this. We're the fattest nation for a reason, because we have fat nation tendencies, we have fat nation habits, and we don't plan to fix them. And this is going to tie into today's topic later on. But yeah, I just, I don't think this is going to improve. I don't think this is going to get better. I don't think that we're going to see drastic changes. Hey, yeah, we might see decreased rates for a limited period of time. Sure. Right. We might see the numbers drop for a limited period of time, keyword limited period of time. But do I see this being an ongoing process? Do I see this being a habit? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, because uh we have too much social norms, social constructs. We have too much social constructs that back bad behavior. We have too many social constructs that encourage bad behavior, that encourages bad habits. So do I believe that America will see a significant decrease in obesity rates in the next few years? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have too much, we have too many things, we have too many systems here that back bad behavior, that back bad habits, that encourage, unhealthy lifestyle, right? When you have a whole system that encourages and pushes an unhealthy lifestyle, you're never going to see a drop in obesity rates. It's impossible. It's impossible. Especially when you have businesses that thrive off this, right? You have businesses that thrive off this. You have advertisements. You're never going to see any type of significant drop going forward, at least for a long period of time. And just look around you, man. Look around you. Go to your average grocery store, go to the airport, go to Walmart, go to the DMV. Man, look around you. Do you see this thing improving? Yeah, sure. If you go to like Southern California, SoCal, San Diego, Irvine, parts of LA, yeah, sure. You might see people that are a lot thinner and healthier, but that is not a realistic uh sample size of the country. That is a small minority, and that is a small sector of a very large state. You know what I mean? Really a large city, so you can't even put that, like, go to Fresno. Go to Fresno, go to Hayward, California. Go to Modesto. Like, there's more areas where you will see more bad than good, you know? So that's kind of my 2 cents, man. I don't think we're ever going to see any major progress with obesity, not as long as corporations, you got big pharma, you got advertisements, you got so many outside systems that are encouraging bad behavior. I don't think we're ever going to see a drop in obesity, not in this lifetime. All right, man. Let's move on to the next article here. What we got, man? Make sure y'all hit that like button, please, and thank you. What we got here? What we got here? Okay, here we go. Let's move on to the next one here. Jesus. Okay, here we go. All right, so this one says new data shows that alcohol consumption in the US has fallen to an all-time low, and gambling driven by sports betting is at a new all-time high. In a striking culture shift, America's relationship with vices appears to be flipping. According to new national data, alcohol consumption in the United States has dropped to its lowest level in nearly a century, while gambling, fueled by the explosive growth of sports betting, has surged to record highs. Recent Gallup polling shows only 54% of US adults now say they drink alcohol, marking the smallest share since the survey began in 1939. Younger generations, particularly Gen Z and millennials, are leading this decline, citing health concerns, the rise of sober, curious lifestyles, and the growing popularity of non-alcoholic alternatives. At the same time, sports betting has transformed from a niche activity into a national pastime. Since the Supreme Court lifted the federal ban in 2018, more than 30 states have legalized sports wagering. The American Gaming Association reports that U.S. commercial gaming revenue surpassed $65 billion in 2024. Jesus Christ. With sports betting alone accounting for a record share. Together, these trends reveal a fascinating picture of modern vice in America. As traditional drinking culture fades, digital gambling is taking its place. Whether this shift represents Congress or simply a new form of indulgence remains up for debate. But one thing is clear, the House, not the bar, is winning. Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. You drop one degenerative habit and pick up another. So some people might see this as a W. Some people might see this as a win. Yeah, alcohol sales are down. People are drinking less, but they're gambling more. So is there really change? Like, did you really see any progress? Okay, yeah, sure. Alcohol sales are down. No one's really drinking like they used to. And Gen Z generation, they're not really drinking alcohol. But I'll tell you one thing they're doing. They're doing a lot more drugs. They're smoking a lot more vapes. They're doing a lot more gambling. So yeah, sure, you xed out one bad habit, but then you picked up three other ones. So I don't see the win here. I don't see what the big celebration is. You know, the only people that are really suffering are is the bars, is nightlife, right? It's the alcohol companies. And there's still going to be a demographic for people that drink alcohol. So alcohol will never ever not be in style. That'll always be in style. However, they have to figure out a way now to make the younger generation, continue to consume it because their target audience right now is, boomers, Gen X, millennials. So the boomers, I don't think they're drinking hard liquor like that anymore. They're probably now consuming more wine, soft drinks. Gen X is still drinking heavy like fish. Millennials are definitely drinking heavy like fish. But the Gen Z kids, their mind is somewhere different. They're focused on other things. They got social media content. They still got weed and other drugs. They got vaping. Now they got online sports betting. So I don't see where the W is here. You know, there's still going to be a major problem with the younger generation. And they may pick up drinking again down the line, but as long as sports betting is going to be at its height, you're going to see more and more of this. You're going to see less and less alcohol being consumed. Um, it just is what it is, man. Things come in waves. Who knows? Maybe gambling won't be around for much longer after this. Who knows? But I'll tell you one thing, man. Vices will always be around. That is one thing that will always be in style. Vices, no one is dropping their vices. At least not a majority of people are dropping their vices, right? So, um, I mean, I don't know whether to say congratulations or like I don't know what they want me to say here. So anyway, man, let's move on to the next one here. Again, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, please and thank you. All right, here we go. Another article here says a new study says money does buy happiness and there's no limit to it. Research by University of Pennsylvania. Let's take a look. For everyone else, money was associated with higher happiness to somewhat varying degrees. One of the co-authors, professor of psychology at the University of Pennsylvania, Barbara Mellers, reflected that these findings show that money and emotional well-being aren't connected by a single relationship. Okay, so let's take a look at the comments here. Oh, there's only two comments here. Okay. Money can save you, give better life. It doesn't buy health, though. That's true. That is true. All right. So my take on this, a new study that says money does buy happiness. I don't know if it buys happiness. I think money can buy freedom. I think money can buy peace of mind. And even that's subjective, right? Because now, like the old saying, more money, more problems, right? More money, more problems. So the more money you get, well, the more headaches you're probably gonna have. So Yeah, you might buy a better life. You might be able to buy a better car. You might be able to live in a better area. You might have more access to certain things and certain individuals now. But do I think it can buy happiness? I don't think so, man. Now, I will say that money can solve about 98% of your issues. Like right now, if you have any problems in your life, I do believe money can solve about 98% of that, right? Because a lot of our problems come down to finances. Look at everything going on in the world right now. You see the EBT, SNAP benefits, um, the gambling issues that you're seeing now with these sports guys. Even though they've made a lot of money, which is to me is still kind of crazy. But just like issues, right? Issues, just things that come up, emergencies, problems that happen, things break down, things, people break into your car. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just had money, bro, most of your issues would go away. I'm not saying you're going to be happy. I'm not saying that you're going to be fulfilled. I do believe fulfillment comes from purpose, but that's a whole different story. But money, I just feel like is just a tool to get you what you want. I don't think there's a correlation between happiness. Yeah, you might be happy in that time being, right? The fact that you were able to just pay off debts, pay off things that happen for emergencies. You can buy things that would make your family happy, make you happy. Sure, it can buy happiness in that period, but that's only for a period of time. That's only for a certain period of time, right? Just because once you have money, once you have a certain amount of money, subjectively, there's going to be more things that you're going to have to pay for. There's going to be more things that you're going to have to take care of, more people that you're going to have to take care of, right? So you might have a lot of money, right? But at the same time, you're spending it just as fast as well. And if you don't have great money management skills, you can be just as stressed as someone that doesn't have $1,000 in their bank account, right? You can be just as stressed as someone that doesn't know how they're going to pay their rent, even though you're making a lot of money. But it's like, damn, I got to pay for this, I got to pay for that. This shit just never stops. You're going to have to pay for more things than that. You're going to have to pay for more things than the average person doesn't have to pay for. So it's going to make you feel like you're living, you're the average person. You're going to feel like the average person that doesn't even have enough money to pay for basic things. And I'm not saying that's every person obviously that has money, right? But I'm just saying what can happen. In the possibility that this happens, you can feel like the average person that doesn't have the money to pay for basic necessities, because you're shelling out money so quickly to pay for things, lawyers, and you're getting sued here. You got to pay for that, pay for this, so it can feel like that, and obviously I'm not in that situation, but I'm just looking at from the outside looking in, just giving my opinion on that. If money can buy happiness, I think it can buy happiness for a short period of time. But do I think it can buy long-term happiness? Absolutely not. I don't really think there's anything that can make you truly happy long term. At least not as an adult, right? Happiness is different. Like when you were a kid, you were happy, right? And you didn't have shit, which is the funny part. Like we were happier as children when we didn't have shit, we didn't have any responsibilities. It was a different type of happiness. You get older, that happiness is different. You're just happy to see the weekend, right? You're just happy to have some time to yourself. Like, damn, this is amazing. Finally, I'm happy. Like, peaceful. It's peaceful. Like, I think you can buy into peace, but again, everything is short term. Everything is short term. You can buy it for a certain period of time. You can have it for a certain period of time. I can buy 10 Lamborghinis tomorrow. I'll be happy in the moment, but See if I feel the same way in 5 weeks when now something happened to the Lamborghini. Tire got fucked up. My accelerator got fucked up. Now I got to replace it. That shit's 20K, whatever, however much it costs. I don't know. I'm just throwing out numbers, but you get the point, right? You get the picture. So in that case, yeah, you might be happy temporarily. You get to flex on Instagram, you get to call some chicks over, whatever the case is, but long term, I don't think I don't think you can be truly happy long term. Not as an adult, man. Not as an adult, because life has a funny way of throwing curveballs at you. Life has a funny way of just giving you more problems, man. You're always gonna have problems. And it's impossible to be happy when you constantly have problems thrown at you, you know. So yeah, I mean money can buy happiness, but temporarily. Temporarily. Money can buy you peace temporarily. Money can buy you freedom temporarily if you manage it well. That might be the only thing money can really buy you, subjectively, right? $10 million can buy you freedom, to a certain degree, right? But it just depends, man. What is your dollar amount that is freedom? To me, I'll say my dollar amount. To me, freedom is having $100 million, depending on your lifestyle, right? It could be $50 million too, right? Depending on your lifestyle. But to me, I think I would have to be freedom to me would be $100 million. I would say 50 to $100 million. That's freedom to me. Because freedom is being able to hop on a private jet and go when you need to go, not having to book a flight and wait at the airlines and go through TSA, all that bullshit. No, like when you need to go, you need to go. Like that to me is freedom, right? I think Grant Cardone brought that up, which is made me think a little bit differently. I'm like, yeah, he kind of right. Like if I got to book a flight now to Europe because some shit happened to me, I'm on the run and I need to go now, that's freedom. You can't really do that with $5 million, making 500,000 or 5 million. I mean, maybe you can, but it's gonna cost you a lot. It might hurt you for a little bit, but I think 50 to $100 million is a number where you can buy freedom. That's just me. I could be wrong, I could be aiming too high, but some people might say 15, some people might say 25, some might say 10. But to me, 50 to $100 million, you can hop on any flight you want, privately, and you can move around how you want to move. Yeah, I think that to me is the biggest part about freedom, is just being able to hop on a private plane, and move when you need to move. When you need to get out of town immediately, that's how you do it. So y'all let me know, man. I could be wrong, but all right, man. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next segment. We got What the Fitness coming up right now. All right. Let's move on to it. All right, here we have DJ Khaled. Okay, so DJ Khaled is in the news. Not for what you guys may think, but he posted a video a while back. Let's check it out. So this person says fans couldn't believe their eyes. I'm assuming that says eyes after they saw DJ Khaled's fridge. All right, let's check this out.
Wow. Let's out. Which ice cream should I get? This is your. Ooh, this right here is what I want.
And there's more over here.
I'm going Oreo cookies.
Look.
Ooh, this is the one I want. Look.
Hey, this could be an idea of freedom, right? Being able to just buy what you want to buy, eat how you want to eat. So your kids get a good view of what that looks like. But the point is I'm trying to make here is, man, fat parents are gonna raise fat kids. Although, yeah, it looks cool, but from a health perspective, this is horrible. This is a horrible representation of what you want your kids to see. You know, it's a fridge full of ice cream. Okay, maybe one box is okay, right? But this man got a whole fridge of ice cream. That to me is the craziest shit ever. And look how Khaled looked, man. This man looked like he can't do 5 push-ups. He looks like he can't, do 5 dips or 5 squats without getting tired. Like, this is why I say, man, parents are the ones that, like, the parents are the first line of defense, right? The parents are going to be the ones to set the example for what the kids are going to see when it comes to health and nutrition. Them seeing this, they're going to think that it's okay to eat like this. They're going to think that it's okay to have this type of lifestyle going forward, right? Because he's not changing. He's not changing at all. He's going to continue to eat the way he wants to eat, and that's fine. You got money, you can do what you want to do. But at the same time, man, this is just a horrible example to set for your kids. You know, you don't want your kids to see this shit and think that this is okay. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm totally against this type of lifestyle. I'm totally against um unhealthy parents raising kids, because their kids are going to watch this and they're going to see and think this is okay, and they're going to continue to have the same habits going forward. And I wouldn't be surprised, God forbid, if the son ends up looking like him in 10 shit in 5 years, because God knows what he's feeding him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. If you're a parent, I really encourage your kid as a person that's been around kids and coach kids. It starts with you, man. It starts with you setting the example early and setting good habits and making sure that they understand the importance of health and fitness and exercise and a clean diet, and not over consuming, you know, sugary snacks and fried foods, things that are going to be detrimental to their health going forward. All right. All right, let's move on to the next article here. What we got? We have a guy that says POV, me fighting the urge to eat a sweet treat after a day of eating healthy. All right, let's take a look at this. This is how some of you guys look right now. All right. So this is how some of you guys look right now, man. And my thing is, you guys need, when you guys are on a fitness journey, and I'm talking specifically for my guys that are heavier set, right? If you guys are heavier set, you guys have to really get every type of processed food, snack. Let me close this off. If you're on a health journey, if you're trying to lose weight specifically, or just overall lose body fat, get in better shape overall, right? If you're trying to get in better shape, if you're trying to get in better shape overall, the first thing you need to do, you need to remove every unhealthy snack item, every type of dessert, every type of fried food, chips, snacks, whatever. You need to remove that shit out of your house ASAP. That's the first thing you do, right? Because temptation will be there for you. Temptation will stare at you every day in the face. And if you're not disciplined, which you are not, which is why the reason why you are the way you are, which is the reason why you're overweight in the first place. So we know you're not disciplined. You need to move that shit out of your house. Get it out the house. Throw it away. Get it out the house, because right now you're not disciplined. And discipline takes time. So if you have unhealthy food in the house, if you have unhealthy snacks, processed food, junk food in the house, you're going to fall victim to that, right? Temptation is going to get the best of you. So you have to do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and get that shit out of your house. That's the first thing you do. The second thing you do is that you have to be hydrated and eat and have a high protein diet, right? Be hydrated and have a high protein diet. Protein, when you're consuming protein, when you have a high protein diet, you're going to have, you're not going to have a craving for sugary food. You're not going to have a craving for fast food, right? Your taste buds are going to change over time because of your high protein diet. It's just what it does, right? And this is something that a lot of people don't realize. The reason why you guys are still craving fast food and oily food and junk food is because you're not having a high protein diet. You need a high protein diet. To a high protein diet will destroy all of your cravings over time. It won't happen in one day, it won't happen overnight, but over time, if you have a high protein diet, it will eliminate your cravings. It's just what it does. It rewires your taste buds. A lot of y'all don't know this. Y'all don't realize this, man. It's going to rewire your taste buds. And you're not going to have a need for a sweet treat or something sweet after you eat your food, after you eat dinner. You're not going to have a need. Oh, I need some ice cream. Oh, I need some cookies. I need a slice of cake. I need a slice of this. There's going to be no need for that. There's going to be no need for that because your taste buds are resetting. The more and more protein that you eat in your diet, the more and more protein that you consume, 0.6 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, the minimum you should be eating is about what? 120 grams of protein. The max is 200 pounds. I might be wrong. My math is a little off, but really just aim for about 100 to 200 grams of protein if you're 200 pounds, right? So 0.6 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So you do the math on that. But it's very important that you understand what protein does for you. But the first thing you need to do, man, get the sweets out of your fucking house. Get that shit out of your kitchen. Don't even put yourself in position to be tempted. Because right now you're not disciplined. Right now, the reason why you are overweight is because you are not disciplined. That's the reason why you're overweight. That's the reason why you're on a fitness journey in the first place. You did not have discipline. So do you think you're going to have discipline still having sweet things in the house, still having fried food in the house, still having donuts in the house? Do you really think you're going to be disciplined? Think about this shit, man. Like, think about it. Come on. Like, let's be logical here. The answer is no. So do yourself a favor, man. Put yourself in the best position to win. You need to throw all that shit out the house. So that's one thing you have to realize when you're dealing with, weight loss, fat loss. First thing you're going to have to do is eliminate your cravings, man. But that can happen with protein. That can happen with just you not even being around it in the first place. And making alternatives, right? Making substitutions. Yeah, it might not taste the same. It might not, have the same. It might not hit the same, but that's okay. It's not supposed to. It's not supposed to. That's the reason you're on a weight loss journey in the first place. So just understand that part. All right. So let's move on to the next video we got here. This is another good one. Another daily gem being dropped. This might be the last one before we hit the main event. A lot of us realize why. A lot of us think, why can't we lose weight? Why can't we get in shape? Why can't we, finally get the body that we want? This is a video that kind of touches on that and the reason why, and this can be applied to many other instances and many other situations. So let's take a look. All right, let me refresh this real quick. 1 second here. All right, so in Dunlap, why are you outside celebrating if you're not where you want to be in life? Okay, so let's take a look at this. All right, here we
Real
go.
with y'all go outside too much. And the number one reason why most of us don't have the money that we won't sit in the house for 2 years and just grind. When I first moved to Houston, James Harden had Houston popping, and everybody was out. Shout out to Eric Gordon. Like I had an associate like who's cool with Eric. I could have got tickets to damn near every home game if I wanted to. My first 4.5 years in Houston, I may have went outside like to a club twice. Everyone was like, "You're crazy. You're a hermit. What happened to you? You don't like going out no more. You used to be that dude." I'm like, I want to get that.
Right.
Because I'm looking at it like,
Right.
here's how hard investing is. There isn't 15 black people that you can name on earth in history that have it down to a science. So whenever we get into any field or industry, we dominate it. So I'm like, if I can get this down, like I can make billions for my friends and family. Stayed in the house 4 years and it worked out. I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all go outside too much. And the number one reason why most of us don't have the money that we won't sit in the house for 2 years and just grind.
2 years. Hey, that was the key point of this video. The reason why a lot of us don't have the body we want is because we go outside too damn much. And when we go outside too damn much, guess what we do? We do outside activity. We're hitting the taco stand. We're going to the fast food joint. We're drinking alcohol. We're putting food in our body that should not be consumed. We're putting food in our body that has no correlation to our overall goal. So this is the reason why we can't get in shape. You wonder why your body isn't changing. You wonder why, the progress feels slow. You won't sit down for a while, man. You won't sit down and be boring for a second. It's okay. Outside ain't going nowhere. It's going to be there. But right now, hey, let's work on getting this together first. Let's work on getting our stomach fat down. Let's work on getting our body fat down, right? Let's work on our cardio for a little bit. We can't be drinking alcohol right now. That is not part of the plan. Hey, you wanting to go to the taqueria, the taco stand, you wanting to go to the burrito shop after the club, that doesn't fit in the meal plan. I never put that in the meal plan. So why are you eating it? But here, this is the problem here, right? This is where all of our issues lie. We can't just sit down for a second and focus on some shit for 3 to 6 months. I made a video about that today, man. Let's take a quick look at it. It's very, it's very simple. And it's not sexy. It's not sexy to say. It's not enticing. It's not attractive, but it's what needs to be said. So let's take a look. If you really want to change your body, like a brand new body, unrecognizable, you're going to have to be okay with being bored for about 6 months. 6 months of doing the same routine every single day, 6 months of eating the same food every single day. Now, not a lot of people want to do that, right? It's not enticing, it's not sexy, it's not attractive to hear that, but we have to give you solutions. Me as a coach, my job is to give you solutions. And if you don't like those solutions, well, there's not much I can say about that. But it really just takes 6 months of sacrifice. So you can't be eating out every single day. You can't be drinking alcohol excessively. It's going to have to be you doing the same thing every single day for 6 months. But see, saying that is not sexy. It's not attractive. No one wants to hear that part, right? We just want the body. We just want the finished product. Nobody wants to sit down and grind for 3 to 6 months. Nobody wants to grind for a whole year of being consistent, doing the same routine every single day. Nobody wants to do that. Working out 4 times a week, drinking a lot of water, limiting our alcohol intake, limiting our junk food intake. Nobody wants to do that. But we want the outcome, which is crazy to me. And then when shit don't happen in 2 weeks, you give up. You give up in 2 weeks because you didn't see results. You didn't get the body that you wanted in 2 weeks. Your body is not unrecognizable in 2 weeks. So I'm going to give up. All right. All you got to do is just sit down. If you want some money, if you want to get in a better position in life, like he said, hey, it takes about 2 years. 2 years of staying in the house, 2 years of grinding, 2 years of limiting distractions. Now, in this case, when you want to have the best body, when you want to have the most unrecognizable body of your life, it's going to take about a year, 6 months to a year, depending on where you are, right? Depending on your body type, depending on how much you weigh, how much fat you have to lose, it's going to take about 6 months to a year to be unrecognizable. 6 months minimum. Anything before that, it's not going to work. 6 months is the minimum requirement. And still you might not get there. But after a year of grinding it out, after a year of being boring and staying down and being consistent, absolutely, you can be unrecognizable. That is a fact. That is a guarantee, actually. I can guarantee that you will be unrecognizable in a year if you do all the little things consistently every single day. Don't miss any days. And consistency isn't, you know, I don't want to make it sound like consistency is every single day, every single day, every single day. Yes, that is the idea of it. But yeah, you might fall off one day. You might have a cheat meal here and there, right? But you doing more good than bad. The bad has to be a very small percentage of what you're doing for that to be considered consistent. But most people can't do it, man. Most people don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear secrets. They want to hear from their favorite fitness influencer that I can lose belly fat in 14 days if I buy their program. If I do this ab exercise, I can lose belly fat in seven days. That's what they want to hear. They want to hear the lies because it sounds good, right? They want to hear the comforting lies. Oh, it's easy, it's fast, I can do it. Okay, let me go ahead and buy it. And then they realize, okay, this nigga's full of shit. and then they're back to square one. It didn't work. It didn't work. And it's never gonna work. But the real results are on the things that you don't want to fucking do. That's where the real wins are. 6 months to a year. Be consistent. Do the same thing as much as you can for 6 months to a year. Don't skip any steps. Don't try any type of shortcuts. Don't try to find any hacks or cheat codes that are going to set you back. Just do the work, man. Do the work, and the work will reward you. I promise you. I promise you. That's how it's always been. And that's how it's always going to be. All right, man. Let's get to the main event. We're running low on time here. All right. Let me go ahead and cancel all this jazz. Shout out to everybody that has tuned in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, man. Today we're talking about how American culture has turned us weak and delusional. Okay, so as you guys know, man, if you guys have been around, if you guys have seen what's going on in society, if you guys are on social media, if you guys watch TV and see advertisements, you guys will see that America has built a culture of comfort. America has built a culture of comfort. They worship comfort. They avoid accountability, right? And they reward mediocrity. They reward mediocrity to the highest degree. The people that have the actual skill, discipline, and skills that are determined to win, they get overlooked, right? They get overlooked when someone comes in with discipline and order and strength, they get demonized, they get vilified, you know, they get called out, they get canceled because that doesn't fit the agenda of what they're trying to promote. You know, we prioritize truth. No, excuse me. We prioritize feelings over the truth. And this is why we can't progress. This is why we can't see progress, right? This is why we can't progress in life. This is why we can't get ahead. This is why we're always going to be in this delusional bubble that we call America. And I love America, but the programming, the social programming that we have on people is where I have an issue with, right? So we're exploring, man, how modern American culture has turned us weak. You know, like we live in the most privileged country in the world, right? But somehow we're the most depressed. We have the most anxiety. We're the fattest, right? And we're the most distracted that we've ever been. So how is that possible when we have so much privilege? How is that possible when we have so much opportunity to win and get ahead? How is it possible? You know, and this didn't happen overnight, right? This has been years of programming. This has been years of agenda pushing, right? And it started off with just having one excuse after another. It started off with one agenda after another, one advertisement after another, and then you put the pieces in place to continue to promote this. You put some money behind it, right? You promote it on a large national scale. Well, here we have what we have today. Now we have what we have today, right? The reason why we are the weakest, the most delusional is because of everything is convenient, which is another reason why this is a great country, but at the same time, it hurts us as well, right? It hurts us on the back end. Food delivery, remote work, you know, nobody valuing strength anymore, nobody valuing traditional roles anymore, right? Everything is traumatic. You know what I mean? Like we need drugs for everything. Like we need antidepressants for everything now. We need anti-anxiety pills for everything now. Like we just we baby each other too much, man. You know, on top of that, we have instant gratification. We got social media, we got pornography, we got entertainment, we got gambling. We got so many vices that make everything comfortable for the average person. You know, and then this what this does is it doesn't make the average person, typically it doesn't make the average man hungry to do more. It doesn't give them the drive to do more. Why do more when you have created a culture of comfort? Why do more when you have made things convenient and easy? It's no longer a it's no longer rewarded to work for something anymore because you can find ways around it and get it easy. You know, nothing's appreciated. Everybody's complacent, you know, and it just and then you wonder why we are so weak and delusional. Like this is not by accident. You know what I mean? Like we got media, we got the food industry, we got education, we got the workplace, we got so many different things that promotes this stuff. Um and you know, it's just it's going to create a new just it's going to create a new subset of thinking that should not be there. So I want to bring up this video that I saw earlier, which is kind of crazy to me. All right, let's share this video. It's a group of fat people sitting around. I don't know if this was like a panel show or whatever, but it's gym goers and body acceptance supporters discuss fat categories Full conversation on Counterpoint YouTube. Okay. Anyway, I guess it's a panel show, and you're having some heavier set people talk about um victimhood and health and whatever. So let's take a look. It kind of ties into today's topic.
Can you tell me what category of fat I fit in?
So it's based on your shirt size. So if you are a 1 or 2X, you are small fat. 3 to 4X, you are mid fat. 5 to 6X, you are super fat. Is based on what level of privilege you have in the world. So someone in a small fat category may not struggle getting on an airplane, but someone in a mid fat or super fat may not be able to use even the airplane extender. So that's where that comes in, and like the privilege levels of like what fat means to different people.
I have a question.
Okay, so I want you guys to hear this, and I'm gonna replay this again, and I'm gonna break this down. Okay, because this is where we are. This is what agenda pushing has done, right? This is what the culture of comfort has done to people. So let's break this down again.
Can you
I'm gonna make my video bigger. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and break this down.
tell me what category of fat I fit in?
So
So she's asking, what category of fat do I fit in? Sweetheart, there's no category. You're fat. That's the category. You're fat. Okay. But here we are. We have a person that is prioritizing feelings over the truth, which is what I previously stated, right? So she's going to prioritize her feelings and not make her feel bad for being fat. All right, let's take a look.
it's based on your shirt size. So if you
Based
are
on your
a
shirt size. Okay.
1 or 2X, you are small fat.
Small
3 to
fat.
4X, you are mid fat.
Mid fat.
5 to 6X, you are super fat. Is
Okay, so she's breaking down categories of fat to make her feel like she's not as fat as she thinks she is. When we all know the answer, she's obese, right? She's extremely overweight. But this one right here, who's also fat and looks like she's part of the alphabet community, right? That's neither here nor there. She's trying to prioritize her feelings and make her feel less bad for making horrible decisions. All right. So let's continue on.
based on what level of privilege you have in the world. So someone in a small fat category may not struggle getting on an airplane.
Okay, so now being skinny is a privilege. Did y'all catch that? So now being someone that can sit on an airplane is a privilege, right? Last time I checked, I mean, they made special accommodations for fat people all the time, right? Big and tall, the body positivity movement. You know, it wasn't until recently where certain airlines like Southwest are now requiring you guys, or fat people or overweight people or obese people, plus size people, that's the correct word, plus size people, as they say, to purchase 2 airplane tickets. So that could have them think that, oh, well, because I have to purchase 2 airplane tickets, you're privileged. When in reality, not so much, sweetheart. We just make great choices. We just make better decisions than you do, right? That's the reason why we can purchase 1 airline ticket and sit wherever we want. You have to purchase 2 airline tickets because you make terrible decisions with your health and nutrition. So this is them punishing you and somewhat holding you accountable, right? So it's not privilege, it's just accountability. But of course, they would not know that. All right.
But someone in a mid fat or super fat may not be able to use even the airplane extender. So that's where that comes in, and like the
So they may not be able to use a seatbelt extender. Okay. That's probably because it's meant for a normal size person. They didn't intend for someone of your size to come on an airline and use the seatbelt holder. That's pretty much why it is. So they're not punishing you because, listen, everybody is not meant to accommodate you. It just is what it is. The world works in generalities, right? This is why you see most mouses are meant for right-handed people. When you go to a parking lot, you're only going to see a few handicap parking spots as opposed to many handicap parking spots because a small minority of people are handicapped. So they don't have to make accommodations. It's not part of the law to make accommodations. They just do this because they feel bad. So but when it comes to you guys, this is something y'all can change this. Y'all can lose the weight. Y'all can get in shape, but you choose not to. And you think that the world has to bend to your feet and accommodate you because of your poor choices.
Privilege levels of like what fat means to different people.
I have a
Thanks, man.
question.
Okay, so that's the end of the video. But this is what I'm saying, man. This is what we're going through. This is what we have to deal with in this country. We have a bunch of entitled fat people. We have a bunch of entitled people that think the world owes them something because they made bad decisions. But they only have this level of delusional thinking because of the culture that we created. We created this culture. We created it, we pushed it, and we allowed it to happen for a long period of time and said nothing about it. We allowed people to eat off it, figuratively and literally. You know, we allowed too many people to profit off it. And now this is what happens when you create a culture of, weakness. You create a culture of lack of accountability. You create people that are entitled and feel like the world owes them something. And it turns people delusional and just weak. These are weak people. If I have to constantly make you feel bad or make you feel good because you made bad decisions, that's a weak mindset. That's a weak mindset. If I have to break things down as mid fat and super fat and whatever fat to cater to your feelings and your bad choices, that's delusional. That's delusion. This is what we created, man. And there's no fixing this, by the way. There's no fixing this. This is going to be here for a very long time until somebody comes in and changes, reverses all this shit. No more body positivity, no more accommodating plus size people, no more pushing this fat delusional agenda. This is what we're going to have to deal with for years to come. The only solution that you can do, the only thing that can save you so that you can avoid all of this, stay in shape, continue to work out, prioritize a healthy lifestyle, and just try to find a small tribe of people that think how you think, that have the same interests you do when it comes to health, and lifestyle. Try to form a community of people that have the same interests in staying in shape, being healthy, living a long, healthy life, avoiding gluttony, and you'll be just fine. You will be just fine. You can go on in life. You can watch people, throw themselves. You can watch people kill themselves. Look, I'm not here to save society. I'm not. I'll be the first one to say I'm not here to save society. Look, if people want to be fat, if they want to continue to make bad choices and poor decisions, let them. Let them. No, I'm going to save the people that want to be saved. I'm going to save the people that want to change. If you want to change and you want to learn how to get in shape and you want to be the healthiest, best, fittest version of yourself, that's why I'm here. I'm here to cater to those people. I'm not here to cater to delusional losers. I'm not here for that. I've never been for that, and I'm never going to be for that. So if you're thinking I'm going to be this moral saint that's going to come in and save society, I'm here to save everybody from fatness. Nope, that's not Mac. That's not me. You got the wrong guy. It's not me, bro. Absolutely not. No, I'm here to save the people that want to be saved. If you don't want to be saved, hey, throw your life away. I don't care. That's not me. That's not my problem. No, I'm gonna focus on the group that wants different. I'm gonna focus on the group that wants to be in shape, that wants to turn their health around, that wants to live long for their family, for their kids, to perform better in their job, to get more opportunities out of life. That's the people that I want to cater to. All right, man. That's been today's show. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Great show today, man. Today's been a great show. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Please follow me on all socials. Winners Diet Club, Project Mac on Instagram. We'll be back on Friday afternoon, man. See y'all soon. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy y'all Halloween. Peace.